Michael Dermer. I told you already about him. He's a very vibrant, energetic, and very powerful entrepreneur. And we have many things to learn from him. Hi, Michael Dermer. How are you? Fine. Okay. Anyway, I'm very blessed to meet you here in Sharjah International Book Fair. Anyway, I'm really blessed. In the meantime, I am also a lawyer.
No.
Oh my God, it's very nice.
Two
It's
lawyers.
very nice. Two lawyers meeting together, but one from India and one from US, New York. You're from New York, isn't it? Right, yeah.
They should not let us
Wow,
together.
wow. Okay, so I think in this book, the Lonely Entrepreneur, I think that you have written all your failure story also, the earlier failure you have written in
Yep,
this one.
yep.
That's very good. I'm an NLP trainer also. You know about NLP? And also I'm very happy to get him for the interview for our people to India. Was together. Okay. He's from US and I'm from India. And we together in Indian paper. Hi everybody. I am standing now in front of Sharjah International Book Fair, which is very famous in the whole over the world and also very famous in all over the Middle East. Now I'm standing in front of the main gate. Okay, come with me. I have to introduce a special and unique guest for you. So come with me. We can enter to the main gates. Also all type of category books are here, and our special guest is there in the hall number 7. So let us move to that area. How's crowded in this bookstore? Whole area. This is hall number 3 and this is hall number 4, and we have to again move to the hall number 7. Come with me again. He's a very special guest. We have many lessons to learn from him. So you will be benefiting too much in your life. Okay, this is the way to our special guest. So let's move a little bit. Wow, come on. The special guest will be waiting for us there. Now I am standing in front of a special bookstore. He's a great personality, a great author. He's from US. It is written there. He's from US. We have to learn a lot valuable lessons from his life. He's a great entrepreneur. He's a great author, and so many things we have to learn. When I came here, his partner, the author's partner, the entrepreneur's partner, or Victoria Sherman, told me he has gone for a desert safari today in the Middle East here in Sharjah, so he's not available here. So Victoria told me the meeting or the interview is decided to be conducted in Marriott Hotel Dubai. So we had to move to Dubai to meet the special guest. I am standing now in front of the Hotel Marriott to meet a special guest for you, and come with me to meet him. Mr. Michael Dermer, how are you? Yes, okay. Very nice. Thank you. Good. Okay, this is Michael Dermer. I told you already about him. He's a very vibrant, energetic, and very powerful entrepreneur. And we have many things to learn from him. Okay, we can learn many things from him and sit somewhere in his lobby. Okay, come with me. And how's everything?
Everything's good.
How's the Middle East here and everything?
Great.
How was the journey from US to India? When did you come here anyway?
We came from Mexico, actually.
From Mexico. You're coming.
Yeah.
Alright, is it?
Easy.
Yeah. And what were you doing in Mexico? Books publishing or something?
Books publishing, book fair, and learning platform too.
There was book fair there also.
Yes.
How many days ago?
Week.
A week-long book fair there in Mexico.
Just like Sharjah.
Okay, and from here you're going to work to US or
To the UK.
to the UK?
We're doing book signings in the UK and then back to the US.
Wow, very nice. Okay, I think let's see somewhere in the upstairs and talk many things to our people.
Absolutely.
Okay, isn't it? Okay. He's always ready to talk to the entrepreneur. He's an author and also a great entrepreneur, and let us learn many things from him. Okay. Hi, Michael Dermer. How are you? Fine. Okay. Anyway, I'm very blessed to meet you. You're in Sharjah International Book Fair. Anyway, I'm really blessed, and also I'm very happy to get him for the interview for our people to India. Okay. Anyway, can you please tell me a little bit about your background, how you came to be an author? Can you please explain for our audience?
Sure. You know, I was a corporate lawyer
Oh, is it? Yeah.
in New York City, and I left to start a healthcare business.
You know, in
Yeah.
the meantime, I am also a lawyer.
No.
My God, it's very nice.
Two
It's
lawyers.
very nice. Two lawyers meeting together, but one from India and one from US,
Right.
New York. You're from New York,
I am
isn't it?
from New York.
Right? Yeah.
They should not let us
Wow,
together.
wow. I was a lawyer and turned to be an author and trainer.
Really?
Okay, get it. Wow. Very
So
nice.
they shouldn't let two lawyers
Yeah,
together.
we should met. There's a line between us. We should met anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
But I wanted to start a business,
Yeah.
and I started a healthcare business that in the United States
Yeah.
became the first business.
Back in which year? Back in which year?
2000.
2000.
2000. So a while ago, the first business to reward people for being healthy.
Oh.
So it actually gave them money for being healthy.
Okay.
To try to help change the healthcare system.
Okay.
The concept did not exist in the United States.
Yeah.
It was brand new, and our healthcare system said, we're never going to pay people to be healthy.
Yeah.
And we said, like typical entrepreneurs, we said, yes, you are.
Yeah.
And over the course of about 10 years, we built this company.
Yeah.
By 2008, we were about a $60 million company,
Yeah.
400 employees.
16 or 60?
60.
60 million. Wow. Okay.
400 employees.
Wow.
We actually had part of our technology team in India.
Oh, is it?
That's right.
Which part of
That's
India?
right, in Bangalore.
Bangalore.
And in 2008, we had really made it.
Yeah.
And then the financial crisis hit. And
In 2008.
in
yeah.
2008,
Big hit.
Yeah, big hit. So this company that we had built from nothing
Yeah.
to 400 employees almost got destroyed overnight. All of our clients were big U.S. companies, and so we spent the next year just trying to save this company we built.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we stabilized it and started to grow again. And then we got an offer, and somebody bought us.
Yeah.
And it worked out terrifically, but it was a wild ride.
Yeah.
And I thought that I would share my journey and my experiences, and that's what's led to The Lonely Entrepreneur.
That story is in the book?
Yep.
Actually, you know, I was very wonderful and I was surprised to even read the title of this book.
Yep.
See, The Lonely Entrepreneur.
Yep.
So, can you please explain me how it came to name like this name?
Sure. It's a great story.
What it means, The Lonely Entrepreneur.
I was in New York City,
Yeah.
and I was just relaxing after I sold my business.
Okay.
And I was coaching entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And the one thing that everybody had in common
Yeah.
was the struggle.
Oh, yes.
So anybody who's an entrepreneur out there knows,
Yeah.
whether you're in Mumbai or Shanghai or New York, is the struggle.
The same struggle everywhere in the
Same
world.
struggle everywhere in the world.
Yeah. Very nice.
And one of them said,
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur is really lonely. And I was like, wow, there really
In
is.
the inner is always lonely.
Oh.
Outer there are people around us,
Yeah.
but entrepreneurs are always lonely inside. That's what it means?
Yeah,
Okay.
even if you have 100 people around you, like you said,
Yeah.
right? Because all the pressure falls on you. You have to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then when we said it to people, before they even knew what it was, they were like, yes, that's how I feel. So it's not lonely in the sense it's just you, it's just the pressure and the struggle of being an entrepreneur.
Okay, so I think in this book, the Lonely Entrepreneur, I think that you have written all your failure story, also the earlier failure you have written in
Yep,
this one.
yep.
That's very good. I'm an NLP trainer also. You know about the NLP,
Yep.
Neuro Linguistic Training.
Yep.
I have so many teachers in the US. You know about Brian Tracy.
Yep.
He's one of my great teacher.
Yep.
He's from US.
Yep.
And also there is another great teacher of mine. His name is Blair Singer.
Yep.
You heard?
I have.
This Blair Singer, he is advisors to the rich dad and poor dad. You know about the book?
Of course,
Rich Dad,
of
yeah,
course.
You know, because you
Famous-
I'm
famous
just asking,
book.
yeah, very famous book. Robert Kiyosaki.
Yep.
It's a great book.
Yep.
And my teacher, this Blair Singer, gives advice to this rich dad poor dad company.
Yep.
And also there is another teacher from the US. His name is Alex Mentorsian.
Yep.
He's one of the great
personality on the only business marketing in the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, anyhow, what I'm asking is that as an NLP trainer, in NLP we say there is no failure, there is only feedback.
Yep. Yep.
Every failure, it turns to be a great success once.
Yeah.
So I understand that you have written very openly the early failure of you and then the success. Can you explain me your personal experience with failure and how it turned to be a success for our audience?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, we had built this business for 10 years from nothing.
Okay.
And when we thought we would made it, it almost got destroyed overnight. Not, okay, your business goes down by 10%. Literally in 2008, our customers were going bankrupt.
Okay.
And so we went from this on top of the world in a week to this business being destroyed. And what you learned during that experience was that you had to improve on a whole bunch of individual skills, but do it while you're in the middle of the struggle. You had to sell better, you had to manage cash better, you had to do better with your people, but while the struggle was going on. So anybody that's an entrepreneur out there knows, feels that. To be able to do it in the chaos that we were dealing with, we had private equity investors, we had family involved, all those pressures, you really had to learn to execute against those individual skills, and there's many of them. And that's what we tried to show, in the book. But we're very honest about it.
And in the meantime, by the way, your sound is very okay now. You understand that?
Yeah.
Actually, for my audience, I will say a little bit. When he came for the interview here, he has some throat problem today. Actually, he couldn't talk at that time, but I gave him a wonderful NLP therapy with energy medicine details. And how do you feel after the therapy?
It was magic.
Magic.
It's like my voice from nothing to this beautiful singing voice.
How was the difference now, before and now, about sound?
An hour ago, you couldn't even hear me, and it sounds a little scratchy still. But after the energy treatment, which we have to talk about that.
Yes, I remember. Before I came here, the sound is not coming out. But when I gave the NLP therapy, it was just amazingly. It was walking. Tremendous change was there.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
See, how about the sound now?
Excellent, like brand new.
Wow!
I'm taking notes as to what you're speaking.
I know,
I
we're
can hear you from this far. Excellent, guys. It's really inspiring.
Talking, his sound will come better and better. That's our energy, Jackie.
So I'm just gonna keep him talking all night.
Yeah, that's better. Keep talking.
It doesn't make me say anything smarter. It just sounds better.
And we had gone for the desert safari. How was the desert safari anyway in the meantime?
Amazing. We literally just came back from the desert safari. We go out there, we're in the middle of the dunes. We had a beautiful meal out there. It was really
Is this the first time that you're here in the Middle East? Or?
First time that I've been in Dubai and in UAE, yes.
Ah, yes. That means you're for the first time in the Sharjah International Book Fair also.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. And now you were talking about some business aspects. Okay. What did you stop there?
Excuse me?
You were talking about your business success from failure to success.
Well,
okay. Anyway,
for anybody that's an entrepreneur out there, this is personal things. Like we all have crazy stories. We all go, I can't believe these things are happening. We have family and friends involved. We have investors. And it really is a crazy, chaotic experience. I mean, if we took all of your audience and they sent in all of their crazy stories, nobody would believe them.
Chaos. All around us, chaos.
That's right.
I know that.
So, when you go through these things and there's no guardrails, like when you're an entrepreneur, there's no rules, right? You're making up something new. You have a new business. So that constant chaos is literally like walking down the street in Dubai with no street signs and no lanes, and just going down the street. And
very nice parable you're giving. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the way it is.
Okay, anyhow, Michael had so many experience in the business field because he had tremendous failure once. As I said, as an NLP trainer, I will say, failure is a good, not a disadvantage, I say. So he had so many experience and success story also. So he will explain for us every bit of his failure to success. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Well, when the financial crisis hit in 2008, nobody warned us.
Yeah.
Right? We had to try to figure out, what to do next. And you're literally like in a war zone.
Actually, was there any information before it was hit? Is there any education?
If you
Nothing.
remember,
It hit suddenly.
Yeah, if you remember that time,
Yeah.
some of the U.S. companies went from being perfectly prosperous
Yeah.
to bankrupt in a month
Yes, of
once the
course.
financial
I
crisis.
read many news at that time.
So there wasn't any warning for a company like ours. Like nobody called us and said we're going out of business. What you really learned was, number one, you had to prioritize. You had to pick your battles because there were so many of them.
Of course.
It was literally like being in a war zone. So you were ducking every day, right?
Okay.
So you had to prioritize and pick your most important things.
Yeah.
You had to lead.
Yeah.
Right, you really, even though every single day you had to walk in the office and make it seem like you're going towards your vision, even though if you read the paper every day, right, you would go, I don't know if we're going to make it. So our people you had to really make your people believe, right? And then what you really need to do is you really needed to stick to why you were different, right? And we were different because we were the first company to reward people for being healthy. So your job as the leader when all that chaos is going on is to stay very true to that, even when you're getting, hit every
Physical
single day.
hit,
And those days for me were every day was a 20-hour day, and at the end of those days I would get yelled at by somebody, my brother, my private equity investors. But your job as the CEO, and certainly for entrepreneurs, even with all that negativity, when people say no, when there's chaos going on, your job is to keep what we say in the U.S., your eye on the ball, right? And stay true to that, even when all the things are happening at the same time. So it's a real skill that you learn.
And how was your transformation from failure to success? And what's the current condition of you now?
It was an amazing result because after 2 years of literally battling 20 hours a day, and win some, lose some along the way, at the end of those 2 years we started to grow again, and in the U.S. there was a huge amount of interest in healthcare, and we got approached by a couple of companies to buy my company, and so we sold the company. So it worked out great. In 2013 we sold it, and we were sitting there and we made money, and it was a success story, but it was an incredible ride along the way. So looking back on it, you say to yourself, I wish I had known so many of these things ahead of time, as opposed to just learning them on the fly. So here's what we say. We say, if you do something really, really new, you're crazy, right? When it comes to life, you're a pioneer. But they don't call you a pioneer at the beginning, right? They call you nuts and crazy.
Of course,
I used to say that my investors, the day before I sold my company, I was an idiot, and the next day I was brilliant, right? And that's what happens when it turns out good. And we sold the company, and now, as you said, what I do is lonely entrepreneur to help other entrepreneurs. You really realize that because so many people say you're smart, you're dumb, you're right, you're wrong. The challenges of 2008. You've got to keep your eye on what you believe and lead your people and your investors and your customers to that, and that's the hardest thing.
Very nice, very nice story. And why? Okay, let's continue. Michael, we are hearing the inspiring and motivational and amazing story from him. For an entrepreneur, especially Indians, has so many things to learn from him. So let us continue with him. Okay. Anyway, with coming to your book, I was really amazed. The second time is that the second title of you, the difference between success and failure is your perspective. Can you please elaborate it?
When you're an entrepreneur, right, you don't have money, you don't have resources, right? You can't just do things the way everybody else does them, right? So if you're going to start a technology firm in India, right, you're going to say, well, wait a minute, we have tons of technology firms in India, right? You can't look at it the same way as everyone else, right? So you've got to have a different perspective about the way you look at things. When everybody's going one way, you have to go another way, right? And the ability to have those different perspectives and to come up with different ways to solve problems. Think about my business, right? Rewarding people for being healthy.
Yeah.
There were plenty of reward programs. You think about every credit card and hotel and airline has a reward program, right?
Yeah.
We're the only one that did it for healthcare. So our ability as entrepreneurs to think differently, to have this different perspective, is the one skill that we have, even though we don't have money and we don't have resources. And that's the difference between success and failure, is how do you take advantage of that perspective?
Okay, very nice explanation anyway. In NLP we say IR. For the perspective we say in IR, that is internal representation. So the back of, visually we are perceiving something, and auditorily and kinesthetically we are perceiving something. But the perception is only the map. In NLP we say map is not the territory. Territory is different. So we are making a map of the territory, and that perspective decides who we are in our future or in the present day life also. Okay, anyway, it's very nice to hear from you. And what are the, or who are the inspiring authors for you to write the books? Is there any person like that?
For me, it wasn't authors. It was people that had overcome great challenges, like Winston Churchill,
Of course.
the leader of London, who, imagine him leading his country while they're getting bombed by the Germans in World War II, and keeping your eye on the ball. As an entrepreneur, where you get the door slammed in your face, that's a little hard. Imagine being the leader of a country that's being bombed every day. My father used to commute in New York City 2 hours a day, each way, just to support his family. There's stories of Colin Powell from the United States, and leaders from India and throughout the world that had come from nothing and battled great personal
In India, it's
circumstances.
Mahatma Gandhi, we always say. Just like Martin Luther King in the US, there is a Mahatma Gandhi in our country.
And Nelson Mandela.
In Africa.
Nelson Mandela thrown in jail for 20 years, and he was in a cell this big. And when he got out, instead of being bitter and angry, he said, let's all be together. So to me, it wasn't about business authors. It was more about people that had overcome incredible personal challenges to say, how do I stick to that, even though there's all this crazy.
Those who have gone through the personal experiences.
Absolutely.
And achieved to the high caliber of the life.
Absolutely.
And they have risen to the high level among the people. That's
Absolutely.
like all these people you have mentioned.
Absolutely, because these people did not
So
have.
they are the icon of you for writing the books you mean.
Absolutely.
Okay. And is there any specifically trainers? You're gone through any training program?
No.
Business training, entrepreneur training,
No.
like that?
No, it's
It's amazing that you didn't go through that, but you have written such a beautiful book for the people. Wow,
well.
very nice.
Here's what I'll tell you, John. It's actually very easy to write about it after you've gone through it.
Gone through the bad experience or failure experience.
Because while you're going through it, as every entrepreneur knows, you feel like you're getting beat up every day. When you look back on it, you go, oh, of course I should have done this, and of course I should have done that. But when you're under the pressure of doing it, you don't realize it. You're getting pressure from family and investors and all those types of things. So even though it's a 320-page book, it literally took us 3 months to write, and it just kind of
It's
came
only
out.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. That means every word of this book is from your personal
It is.
experience.
It is.
Oh, it is amazing.
Yeah.
How about the success of this book now?
Yeah.
What was the success rate? What is the success rate now?
It's been very humbling because everybody, just like you hear the title and they just get it.
Yeah, I was really surprised to hear the Lonely Entrepreneur. I love it to read it, the name.
And so I'll tell you a story. Our book is now published in Spanish.
Is it Spanish language?
Yes.
Wow.
And when the publisher came to us, they said, I want your book. And we said, oh, did you read it? They're like, I've never read it. I just know the title.
I hope one day it will come in Indian language also. I hope
absolutely.
it will, absolutely it will come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody that comes across us, what's the best part of it is it unlocks a very personal experience for them.
Yeah.
Anybody who's an entrepreneur out there knows the struggle, and even though they don't talk about it that often, everybody experiences it. So you feel like you can have an impact on every single person.
You know, in NLP we say, in every training of my NLP class, I say, every master once was a disaster.
Yep.
See, here is a master. Michael Dermer in front of you. He had gone through several disasters.
Yep.
It should be like that.
Yep.
That's why I'm teaching the people, to my audience, every master once was a disaster.
Yep.
And also I have another word, always I talk to my people, if you get the energy of encouragement from the discouragement, you are an extraordinary person in the world. And Michael Dermer is a proof, he is the evidence that he has got every energy from the discouraging experiences.
Yes. Well, what I would say is that you have to embrace the journey, and you have to embrace the humility to get
Humility,
better
the
at
word.
it, right? So,
Word, humility, I love it too much. Okay.
so you, if you're really an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right, you have to embrace the journey of learning and getting better at it. No different than a mother,
Yeah.
right? When a mother has a baby,
Of course.
she's not good at it the first time,
Yes.
right? And she gets better and better and better, and she's so committed to it.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you have to be humble to be able to embrace the journey of improving on those skills, so you don't have to have a disaster, right? But you don't say, I don't know is a bad thing. It's a good thing, because then you get better and better and better. I wish somebody said to me when I was 20 years old, right? You're an entrepreneur. Because at that moment, I would have started improving on things. Right now, I know, and I love the fact that every day I learn new things, and every day the entrepreneurs we work with get to embrace the journey of that humility that's required to get better and better.
Okay, anyway, as an experiential entrepreneur, let me ask Michael Dermer, what are the things that should be careful of for an entrepreneur? What are the things?
I think the most important thing of all the things you can do is finding what we call a playground where nobody else is playing, right? And what I mean by that is...
I saw that word in this book.
Yeah, you did.
I saw this in the content.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I somewhere here. So see here, section 4. I read for my people.
That's right.
Section 4. Stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
That is very powerful. Your word in the book is very linguistically also very powerful. I feel it.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. And it's there, chapter 1. Find playgrounds where no one is playing. Can you elaborate? Can you explain what it is?
Sure. Like I said before, right? Everybody lacks capital and they lack resources, right? So you have to be able to pick a place where only you are the solution, right? So when you're only the solution, nobody else can compete with you. So you have to find, in the US we call it a playground, right? So when everybody is going this way, you're going to go that way. So an example, right? Let's say for example, I have this suit jacket, and I go to a retailer in India and I have this amazing suit jacket. The retailer is going to say, we have plenty of suit jackets. We have nicer ones, we have cheaper ones, more expensive ones. If you took this same suit jacket and everybody who graduated from university in Bangalore and you gave them a personal shopping experience with this suit jacket, you'd be the only suit jacket there. So even though it's the same suit jacket, right, in one place you're the only one there, and in another place you have tons of competition. You have to find this playground where nobody else is playing. I think it's the most important skill.
See, one of the main things that I loved from Michael is that his example and parables. In NLP we say, we have to explain everything with parables. In NLP there's a section called NLP and parables, neuro-linguistic programming and parables, and NLP and stories. You always do some parables. I know that the people who have tremendous experience in their life always uses parables. I love it too much.